Buenas. Noches. Hello, everybody. Good evening. So welcome to Neuro-Semantics Trainers Training 2023 Cancun, Day 6 evening presentation. It's my honor to introduce the presenter tonight. I met him in 2009. He attended NSTT in Hong Kong. And after backing home, he is devoted to practice, to learn, to teach neurosemantics to the people in his country. He is very professional. He has passion to deliver and to promote NS in his country. And now he applied all the theory, all he learned, apply on himself. It is his self-actualizing process. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Juni from Indonesia.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mandy, for the introduction. Good night, everyone. How are you all today? I hope that you all have a very good dinner. Yes. I want to take a moment to really appreciate this moment, to really feel grateful to in front all of you. Because by being here, by in front all of you, I really feel grateful, feel being part of something really big in this world. Not just this man from Indonesia. I'm really part of this international community. Thank you. And also by your presence, it's really give me an opportunity to be meaningful. Because I have an opportunity, I have a chance to present tonight. I will present a pattern that will help you to become the best trainer that you want to be. Actually, you are all already being prepared from the day one till today. From the day one, you are already being prepared to have an attitude enrichment. And then how to be a collaborative trainer. And then how to be center. And then you learn about how to be real. And last night, we learned about how to not or how to be uninsertability. They gonna laugh at me? Oh no, that's the last night. It's keep playing inside my head. I don't know how to take it out. But it's a good anchor to remind me to be how to not uninsertability. And tonight, I will present about core question patterns. You can find it in page 34. Another patterns that can prepare you, that can help you to become the best trainer that you want to be. And for this presentation, I will do 15 minutes to 20 minutes of presentation about the format. And then I will do about 10 minutes of demonstration. And after the demonstration, we have 20 minutes for all of you to practice the patterns, 10 minutes each. And then we have 10 minutes to close to Q&A and close the session. This is the structure of tonight's presentation. So it's about 60 minutes of presentation. And before I present, I want you to know one thing, that because it's a 20 minutes presentation, there might be some information that you still not clear enough. That you can use the session of Q&A, or after the session, you can come to me to clarify, to check again, to help you to have a more understanding. And another thing is that although I have been trying my best to work on my English, to improve my English, there's still some verbs, some pronunciations that I might not pronounce it well, or might really hard to find the English word Because like you know, I think in Indonesia, so I still need to translate it. So if that's a word that you cannot really understand what I said, the issue is not in your channel. The issue is in my transmitter. So let's start our tonight presentation with question. Because we talk about core question. So let's have a question about question. What do you believe about question? Anyone? Okay, so who have this empowering belief about question? Who has a disempowering belief about question? Or who has an empowering belief about question? Good, thank you. What do you value about question? Do you value that question is something powerful? Or you not value question is something powerful? What is your experience about question? Do you have a good experience with question? Or you have a nightmare question? You have a nightmare experience with question. Either you have a good experience with question or you have a nightmare experience with question. Some of you might have a good experience with question and some of you might have a nightmare experience with question. Either it's good or bad, we all here now in NSTT as a Neuro-Semantics NLP trainer. I want to invite all of you to have a new way of thinking about question. I want to invite all of you to think that question is more powerful than statement. Because you can say no to a statement, but you cannot not answer to a question. Do you? See, you respond to my question. There are several types of questions that I believe you all have learned. You have attended NLP, APG, and some of you might have attended ACMC. You have learned about meta model, meta question, well-formed outcome question, matrix question, a lot of questions that you already learned. And tonight, you will add one more question in your vocabulary about core question. That's what we're going to learn. What is core question? Oops, sorry. What is core question actually? What is core question? Before I start with what is core question, let's ask what is not core question. What is actually is not a core question is what I call a common question. Common question is a core question that will undermine you. A question which is not clear and not effective. You can see the example. You can see in your manual also in page 34, like, am I doing right? Imagine in the middle of the training, you are asking this question. Am I doing right? What if I mess up? What if they don't like it? What state will I be in if I'm asking that kind of question? Is it a good state, resourceful state, or unresourceful state? Which state? Unresourceful state, right? Because that question put me in unresourceful state. That's why I call it a common question. A question that can undermine us, that will not put us in a good state, in a bad state. Because, like you know, question can elicit a state in us. And state determine our performance. We all know it. We learn it, the importance of the state. Our state determine our performance. If you are in good state, we have a good performance. If you are in a bad state, you have a bad performance. That's a common question. And that's the question that I don't want you to ask when you're preparing a presentation, or when you do a presentation, or after the presentation. What I want you to ask is a core question. What is core question? Actually, let's start with the word core. Core is a metaphor. Metaphor from central, unique, and important. Central, unique, and important. To help you have a more clear picture about what is core mean, I will use this an example. A fruit. What you call it? Okay, that's why I have like a discussion with my wife. He said this is plum. I said this is palm. So what's the correct one? Okay, follow the wife. Wife always correct, right? So it's a plum. You can see this plum. Is it plum, right? Ciruela. Okay, you can see this ciruela. There's the seed in the middle of this ciruela, right? And this seed is central for this ciruela. It's unique and important for the ciruela. Imagine if there's no this core in this ciruela. Will it exist, the ciruela? No. Or the core is a common core. So the ciruela might be also common, not taste delicious. Right? So this is what I hope that can help you to understand what's core mean. That's something central, unique, and important. Another word is question. We know that question is something we use to elicit an information. So core question means a question that can elicit something. Core question is a question that can elicit something. What? Central, unique, and important about you. Do you have that question that can elicit something unique, something central, something important about you? And from this understanding, core question, it means also that it's really personal about you. It's really personal because it's central. It's like the core of the plum, what's the ciruela. So core question is personal to you. It's only to you because it's about you. And core question identify the why. And because it's identify the why, the core question become set our highest frame. And when set our highest frame, and we know our frame can access our state. And our state determine our performance. So this is about the core question. And by having this understanding about what is the core question, I hope by this explanation, do you have a more clear understanding about what's core question mean? Yes? Okay, thank you for the response. By understanding this, I want to invite you, this is the example that you can see later on in the manual about the core question. Okay? I want to invite you about why core question is very important for us as a trainer, as a presenter. The first one is that by having a core question, it drives our focus and attention. You know, because it set our highest frame, it can drive our focus and attention. And it also can give us an energy because it impacts our state. And the last one is create a sense of purpose. I want to tell you a story about why is it so important, the core question for us as a trainer, as a human being. As you know that I'm come from far, far away in Indonesia. Am I doing the right timeline? Far, far away from Indonesia. It takes about 30 hours of flight to go to Cancun. And also, it costs a lot of money to come here. At the beginning, I already decided, yes, this year I want to go to the Cancun. But after me and with my wife, we are counting the cost. And after counting the cost, wow, it costs a lot, at least for us. And we start wondering, and she start asking me, are you sure you want to go? And well, it's make me become a little bit wonder, is it the right choice, the right decision to come? And at that moment, I already received an email from Michael that saying, okay, UD will presenting a core question. So I read the patterns. And in the patterns, the elicitation question in the patterns is have a question that say, if the life is an answer to a question, what is the question? Wow. Then I changed. If master trainer track is an answer to a question, what is the question? It doesn't directly pop up the question. It takes me to really sit. What is the question? It doesn't come up. And actually, it takes day. Then suddenly, it's like just pop up the picture. The picture that say, your life should be a message. Then I change it into a question. How can my life be a message, at least to the next generation? And when this question really, I can see it clearly, it put me in a very inspiring state. And suddenly there's this music playing in my mind. I don't know you know this music or not, but I'm sure it's not that. I'm not good enough, that's not that. The music is that dun 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 dun. Do you know that music? Superman. I love to listen to that music to put me in a good state. This music really. And then I go to Cancun with this music. Dun 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 dun. Here I am. I am not a Superman, but I feel like a Superman. That's how powerful the core question is. It really drives my focus and attention to what I want to be. It gives me a sense of purpose. It really gives me an energy. And that's why I also want you to really know how to really design your core question. Do you want to have your own core question that can drive your focus and attention, that can give you energy, good energy, and can give you a sense of purpose? Why are you presenting? Why are you training? Why are you doing this activity? Do you want that? Yes. So let's go to the how. How exactly we design this core question. Okay? So we start from the elicitation question. You can also see in your manual. This is the elicitation question. If you're presenting and training, is the answer to a question. What's the question? It's really powerful, right? It's like puts you directly in an awe by just having the elicitation question. And the next, how we going to do it? I want to ask you to have the same page with me. We can go to the manual in page. I forget that I'm already get old. Sorry. I need glasses. I'm not a Superman, but I just feel a Superman. Yeah, at least like a Clark Kent, right? Okay. Okay, so like you know that we start from the elicitation question that you already have. And now let's go to the patterns. I will read it first, then after that, I will do the demonstration after we going through the pattern, okay? So, number one is that we recall a past training situation that didn't go well. You need to ask yourself, have you ever conducted a training that didn't go very well? I believe we have that kind of situation, right? And then we can go to number two. Imagine a future training. And I want you now to imagine a great and successful future training. It's a future training. We can imagine a great and successful training. And from that, there's a question that we need to pay attention to. At the number one, when it's not a good training situation, there's a question. Sometimes the question is really quiet, but it's there. So that's why you need to really conscious about the question that's in your head. Okay? And then we can go to number three. Design your core question. And when in design your core question, you can contrast the difference between the question number one is when you recall the past training situation, and then when you imagine a future training situation. When you contrast it, we go to the first one, the original one. We see what would be the opposite of the original question. So let's imagine that that's the first question, and what's the opposite of that question? Bring awareness to that. Take a moment, don't be rushed. Okay? And then after you have your core question, you go to the step number 4. You do a quality control of your core question. There's a set of questions that will be asked. You can just ask like quickly. It's like a yes and no question. You can just go one by one. You didn't need to ask all of them. Okay? You can just ask what do you think is really fit with the situation. And then number 5, we welcome and install your core question. This is also the time for you to welcome in and install the core question in you. So you have the state, you can really feel the core question. You can really accelerate the core question. Okay? So that's the step for the core question that you can go through later. If you have any question about the core question? The pattern, the step? No? Okay. If no, then I will do a demonstration about how to go through this pattern. And as you know, because this is a demonstration, it might achieve an objective or not. Okay? And I will really going through this step by step. And to do the demonstration, I already asked Ara to work with me to do the demonstration. Please give applause to Ara. Okay, Ara. Okay, I will plug Ara with mic.
Two mics.
Two mics. Oh yeah, two mics.
Like that?
Yeah. Okay. While Ara is using his mic, her mic, you can just going through with the pattern read again, so you can go in with me to do the pattern. Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Okay. And for the demonstration, I want you to know that I will be more focused with Ara, so I will might lose eye contact with you, but I will sometimes I will come back to have eye contact with you. Okay? Okay. So thank you, Ara, for coming out for the demonstration.
Sure.
There are several things that I want you to know about when to run this pattern. Like you all know that this pattern is for the demonstration.
Okay.
You might achieve your objective or not.
Okay.
And also, I will be more direct. So if I saw the time, and I will go to the step number 2, step number 3.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
And then there's a moment that I want you to also go inside because it's about internal word, our meta place.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, let's start with the elicitation question. If you're presenting and training is the answer to a question, what's the question?
Okay.
Okay, you have
Tough question.
tough question, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to have this awareness about
Okay.
what's the question, and this is what we want to find out. What's the real question?
Okay.
What's the core question? Okay.
Great.
So now let's me go to the step number 1. It's recall a past training situation that didn't go very well.
Okay.
Have you ever caught, and that's experience, a
Yes.
training that didn't go very well?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Do you felt that the one that might felt disappointed
Very
or well unsatisfied?
frustrated and disappointed. Yeah.
Frustrated and disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. When was that? Where? I want you to have awareness of how you represent it in your mind.
Okay.
Can?
Can you hear me now? Yeah. I
Ah.
can even hear myself.
Thank you, Mohammed. Okay. And I want to have awareness at that moment, at that situation. Do you have aware what question actually that was quietly guiding your attention, your focus?
So the question for me was if I was doing it okay, and I was really concerned that I did not forget my presentation.
Oh, so the question is how can I not forget?
Yes, I was really nervous and I wanted to be perfect and not forgetting.
Okay, so the question is?
Was I being perfect and was I doing the presentation okay?
Was I perfect and was I doing the presentation okay?
Yes.
And this question, and what from this question, what make you feel what?
Really nervous.
Really nervous.
Yeah, and when the presentation was terrible, I felt frustrated.
Okay, thank you. So that's the question that you are asking in that past training situation that didn't really go well. What am perfect and what if can I not forget the presentation? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the step number 2. Imagine a future training.
Okay.
Now I want you to imagine a great and successful future training.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
When and where will you next be making a presentation, a training?
It will be next month.
Next month?
And it will be to women in leadership.
Women in leadership.
Yes.
Okay, and now what I want you to pay attention in your mind. What question will you ask yourself that makes the training successful?
how can I help? How can I transform women in leadership?
Okay. How can I transform women?
How can I deliver a message or help transform women in leadership?
Okay.
Something like this.
Okay, it's good. And when you're asking that question, what state are you in?
The value or
The question, what state are you in? Make you feel
what
what?
state? Well, I feel empowered. I feel energized.
Okay.
Good energy.
Okay. So now let's go to the step number 3. It's design your core question.
Okay.
And I want you to contrast the first question and the second question. The question that didn't go very well, and the question when it's in a future training that's a great and successful future training. And being aware of these two questions, the contrast of these two questions, how it can help you to create a more enhancing core question.
Okay. So I think the first one was more focused on me.
Okay.
And the other one is more focused on the outside, on the audience, and how can I really make a difference.
Okay. And what question would be the opposite of your original question? I mean the first one question. So like this is the question at the first one, is that, am I doing right?
Perfect.
Am I perfecting?
The opposite would be, how can I do it imperfect?
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Let's bring awareness to that. What would be the opposite of your original question?
If I wanted to be perfect, how can I just be original, be myself?
Okay. How can I be original
be
when
myself.
presenting? Be yourself when presenting, when training. Okay. What happens when you imagine you asking that opposite question of yourself? That how can I be authentic?
It gives me a total different state. It gives me the focus on the audience, and it's a completely different state.
Okay. Do you mind to repeat once again the question that you just asked? That how can I?
How can I?
The question is?
So how can I be original? How can I be myself?
Okay. How can I be original? How can I be myself? Okay. And having that question, is that the core question? Do you think? Is that the question that behind the question?
I like it because that really stops me from being concerned about being perfect, just being there to be myself and be able to transmit the right message, the transforming message.
The transforming message
that I want to give.
Okay. Now let's go to the step number 4, to quality control your core question. The question that how can I be authentic? How can I just be myself, be real, so I can deliver a transformative message? Right?
Okay.
Okay. I will ask several questions, and I want you to really pay attention. Just go inside and pay attention. You didn't need to really respond to me. Just bring awareness how it can refine your question.
Okay.
Okay. What is the presuppose or assuming in that question?
Okay.
What is the model operator am I using?
Okay.
What's the reference? Is it self or others that the question assume? What direction do the question suggest?
Okay.
Okay. Does it ecology concern contained in the question? Okay. Are they enhancing? Is it in your control to create more understanding?
Yes.
Do you like it?
I do.
You like the core question?
Yeah, it's what we've been working. So yeah, I like it.
Okay. Now we go to the step number 5. I want you to welcome and install the core question.
Right.
Feel it in your body. when you have your core question, try it and test it to see how it feels and the effect it will have on you. Do you like that?
I do. It's like giving myself permission. But we've been working.
You've been working.
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
Yes, I do.
Is it valuable to you?
It is. Yes.
Are you ready to make a decision to make this so?
I am.
How will this affect your identity?
I feel free.
Wow, you feel free.
Yes. Yes, I feel free to be able to transmit the message.
Will you keep this core question?
Yes. Totally.
Or I can take it from you?
No.
No?
I'll keep it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ara. Thank you for
Thank you so much.
Give applause to Ara. Thank you, Ara. So, thank you. Once again, give applause to Ara. So that's how we run the pattern of the core question patterns. Just do it first, try it, test it, and later on we will come back again and have a Q&A. Okay? So now grab your partner, 10 minutes each person.
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah. So 20 minutes, 20 minutes in total, so it's 10 minutes each person.
English speaker?
Yeah. So yeah, English speaker? Oh, 15. Oh, okay. Thank you. So it's 15 minutes. So it's 30 minutes total, 15 minutes each. 15 minutes. Yeah. Partners, there's English speaker.
If you want to join us.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God.